going on? What's going on? What's going on? Just want to hit y'all up, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all know some things. Well, weird. Shit. Anyways, check it out. So, side view. Side view. The light. Oh, you want to see the light? The light. Alright. It's kind of early. Side view. Yeah, they sit right there. Side view. Check it out. So I want to talk about like I want to talk about sexual I just want to talk about my sexual situation. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. I don't know where to start exactly. But it's masturbation, basically. And basically watching porn, I don't know, we're going to it, so fuck it. So, but I just find that it's you know what I'm saying, right now I haven't been releasing, you know what I'm saying, so, I haven't been releasing, so, I just been really, feeling some type of way, since I haven't been releasing or whatnot, it's just kind of been, my kundalini energy and my testosterone, spiritual testosterone energy just has been, stacking up on itself, powering up, just like in the video games when they, you get the power up to, do your ultimate move or something like that, a fighting game or something like that. It's kind of like that. I like just powering up. And the thing about it is because of this modernism right now with the women, and women basically not, how to explain it, they just basically are not acting like women, and we know that's due to the simple fact, we'll talk about this more later, but in a sense, it's due to the fact that it's just they are basically miseducated or misled to act like men and not know it. Basically, in the sense of having more than one sexual partner and kind of being a badass and not being humble and not submitting to masculine authority. So because of this and whatnot, it's they just kind of out of their minds. But anyways, so it makes you could say I forgot the word, dang. But I think it's Zeta male. But I'm not sure. But basically, most men are alpha males, right? Are beta males. And beta males are technically seen as bad in this society. But beta male is not really a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Beta male is basically a dude that he see, think about most men right now. Most men are split. See, that's why it's not even the women's fault. I don't blame the women exactly. It takes two to tango, first of all. So you have to understand that it's most men out here are half a man. Because see, the role of a man is he's supposed to basically act like an alpha male majority of the time, or at least to himself. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to think that about himself, be kind of confident, cocky, a Chad, basically an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And so it's he's supposed to do that, and he does that because he's the leader of the household. The men are the leaders of the civilization. They should not be under any government or civilization. And the men are the government. That's really the situation. But so what's going on here is basically like the men are, since they're underneath the system, you know, um, they basically are getting emotionally sodomized, psychologically sodomized. You know, the system likes to do that. I've noticed they have a prison mentality. We are in a prison when you are underneath some type of system. When you are a prisoner, especially when it's not in your best interest or it doesn't um, complement your natural, you know what I'm saying, capabilities. You know, you know what I'm saying, kind of like chickens in a cage at the slaughterhouses and shit. They're not like in a natural habitat, like in the zoo and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like animals in the zoo be like in a more of a natural habitat, or whatever. So that's the reason why. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. Back to the story. It's like, so men are supposed to basically act like alpha male, and there's a reason to it. I don't want to say reason really, but because like, you know, it makes you feel some type of purpose. But listen, so like basically, men act like alpha males because it complements the female submission. You know, females like want to submit. You dig? So like, this is part of their natural desire. You know what I'm saying? But they're taught not to submit nowadays, and that's only because men, right, are not in the position. They're not supposed to submit to the men. They're supposed to get the government, because the government wants to make us all slaves. So to do that, they have to take away your, basically, let's say before you were conquered, right? You actually knew who you were. I say you because, I mean, even though you are what you are now, you're basically a product of the government. The reality is your ancestors, but it's just the way humans are. Like, we grow up, become adults, and we take charge of our own civilizations, which will be small families or tribes or clans or shit like that, right? So it's like, that's the real reality of what that is. You know what I'm saying? And so like, you know what I'm saying, they have to basically disrupt or confuse you. And it's easier to control somebody when they're a child. And it's also easier to control somebody than to kill them. So that they can let us grow up, but it's hard to conquer us and keep us as slaves without, you know what I'm saying, us trying to revolt. So for us not to do that, the best thing to do is to, you know, allow us to be confused in who we are. So basically, it's like men basically are never brought up to be real men on a certain aspect, because they learn to basically, you know, respect women. You know what I'm saying? And men are not supposed to respect women in the aspect of looking up and admiration and honor, because, you know, being a woman is nothing a man really like needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Or really needs to like admire, in the sense of like looking up to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be like that person one day. Like, there's no reason for a man to do some shit like that. Like, since he's a leader, like, a leader would never do that shit. You know what I'm saying? In any situation. That just makes sense. So, that's why when men always talk about respecting women, you usually see, like, it's more of in a, like, obedience type of mentality. It's not, like, in a, like, admiration mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, a dude would say he respects another man and says, in a sense, to say, like, he's a good leader, or he's a good this or that. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, I want to be like that, or I can be like that, or I'd see myself doing something like that in that position. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, so basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you got these fucking, like, you know what I'm saying, alpha males or whatever, right? And the alpha males are like basically Chaz, you know what I'm saying, they act like badasses, you know what I'm saying? They kind of like, you know, uh, act cocky and all that, act like a jock, you know what I'm saying? It's because, like, that's the mentality the man's supposed to have, you know what I'm saying? That, and what, okay, so, like, we're really, so people, you know what I'm saying, people out here, you never know, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy. But, you know what I'm saying, so, basically, um, that's basically something that women are supposed to like submit to. That's why women like doing that, hanging out with the bad boys. They like pulling with the bad boy. And this isn't how you know they submit because they like fucking the bad boy. They like having sex with the bad boy because the bad boy, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, like basically has this notion of respecting women. Like we're all taught to respect women, like as males, but we see them as like equals. In other words, we treat them how we want to be treated, but they're not men, they're not boys, they're not males, so they shouldn't be treated the way we want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Because they're different. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want to submit, they don't want to conquer. You know what I'm saying? So their mentality is not to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we've missed we basically missed the opportunity, or we misunderstood what we were actually doing. You know what I'm saying? We were uneducated on the subject. So a lot of dudes, see, even though that we were miseducated, we're not blank slates that you program or whatever. We have like innate, you know what I'm saying, capabilities within us. And so basically it's like these alpha males, they get to a point where they say, okay, like, I need to conquer some pussy. You know what I'm saying? And so they basically go out there and they do this, but they have half of the story. You know, that's used because they want to respect women, but they don't really do it. So they kind of act like clowns. They kind of act like, you know, like assholes. Kind of act like assholes, and so because they act like assholes or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, they basically end up like not making sense. So a female has to run to a beta male, and a beta male is only a beta male because he's insecure. That's why we look down upon him. But he's not insecure because he feels inadequate. He's insecure because he doesn't understand what exactly is taking place. You see, a lot of men are more, they learn more physically, you know what I'm saying, but the beta male is on the other spectrum of that, where he learns more intuitively. So he's trying to sit here and wait for something to happen. He's trying to understand like what exactly he has to do. And since we're all miseducated, we're never going to find out. We're never going to discipline women. And then it's not just the discipline or the submission, you know what I'm saying, it's the order. We are the order as men, and women want that order. You know what I'm saying, too. And so order takes actual like intellect. You have to be smart. And so she runs to a beta male because the beta male usually is more like, you know what I'm saying, like in the MGTOW, say a beta male provider. Like he usually has his life in order. He has structure. He has order. And so that's why they run to him. But he doesn't really understand how to make a woman submit to him. You see what I'm saying? Because he thinks that I'm supposed to treat her like I'm treated. So he treats her casually, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to force myself on her. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? But that's what women want. They want you to do that because they want to submit to you. You see? So, because of this confusion of men being underneath the system for I don't know how long, I'm not going to put any time here. You can figure that out, honestly. You know, just look at the time. You know what I'm saying? When women start like being all like, oh, it's about women, you know what I'm saying? It's about women. You know, and this just comes, you know what I'm saying? This, like I said, this comes from the fact that the men in the system, right, are in the system. You know, there's like, we're like second class citizens to each other or something like that. Because this is like a sodomite type of like, you know, system we live in, civilization we live in, where it's basically like, I can make another man my bitch. You know what I'm saying? And once you get one up on another man, it's like you feel like the man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what being a top homosexual is about. Like basically you a guy who fucks guys. Like that's what that's about. You know what I mean? All that shit's about. Like the psychology behind it all. So it's like, you know, when you have like, you know, these dudes that are in the bottom, right? Or the bottom position, which not the gay shit, but just on some like, and as a figuratively speaking for society wise, which are the men in the civilization of society nowadays, it's like they have to pick one. You know what I mean? They got to pick either being alpha male and disciplining women, but not giving them the order. So in other words, women have the chance to submit, but they don't have any order. So there's nothing comes out of it. That's why these alpha males usually look like they don't have their life in order. They look like they're kind of like rambunctious, and they look like they're kind of dangerous. You know, because discipline without order is pointless. So it's like they go to the beta males for order, but the beta males don't give them any discipline. You see, because the beta males don't know that they're supposed to give them discipline, and the alpha males don't know they're supposed to give them order. You see what I'm saying? And so because of this, it's like they keep on going back and forth until they realize that, okay, that's why you have women having so much sexual partners, because they're trying to get this man. It's because most men are just either or. They're really like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just feelings wise. Sometimes it's just positioning. You know, if you want order and structure in your life, you know what I'm saying, you got to submit to the system, which makes you a fucking beta male, because you start to think like, okay, things have to make sense. They have to like be in the system's order. And since you submit to the system, it's like, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I've even heard people say on YouTube, you know, most reason most men fail in life is because they don't submit to the system. But then it be those dudes that kind of like, which is the bad boys, you know what I'm saying? That women fucking go out and, you know, the chads, the alpha males, you know, the jocks or whatever. Those are the guys that women like want to sleep with. So you have to ask yourself like, why, you know? And so that's the reason why, you know. That's the word I was looking for. Not zeta male, excuse me, omega male. You know, so you put both together and you get like an omega male. And that's what really all guys are supposed to be. We're supposed to be omega males. Now, we still might lean over to one side, but still, though, like, you might still be intuitive, but you'll demand that discipline, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa, you know what I'm saying? You need structure and order and whatnot as a fucking alpha male, you know what I'm saying? You need that order, so. But in the sense of women, it's like, that's the reason why women be having multiple partners, because they're really trying to get these different aspects of what a real man is. You see what I'm saying? Because they'd have to, they learn, they perceive things emotionally. So it's how it makes them feel. You see what I'm saying? That's how they relate to the world around them. So it's like, if they feel, they're not gonna like call it out because they don't know that they've been miseducated to not know this. You see what I'm saying? They've been miseducated not to know this. They've been miseducated to be with a beta male, but they don't feel like women really, you know? And so it's just, you know, educated in the sense of like, society tells them that's the best choice to choose or to be with, but they also don't want to be seen as gold diggers. You know what I'm saying? So, but they also don't want to be seen as hoes. So it's a really confusing thing for them, to where like they always have to run back and forth, because, you know what I'm saying, they basically are not taught to be like monogamous, but not just the monogamy. It's like they're not taught what a real man is, and that's what they, and how their relation to the real man, being submissive, you know what I'm saying, and being in his order, because that's an ability of life, an actual life, you know, for you. And so because of this, you know what I'm saying, it's like a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, end up, you know what I'm saying, like I said, having multiple partners and whatnot. It's just bad situations and whatnot, you know. And I forgot what I was about to say, but basically, like, you know, they just really be in this position where, like, they just, but what have to do with masturbation? Basically, all that I'm saying is, like, for me, you know what I'm saying, like, it's like women, I'm not really, like, I fall underneath the category because of this. So I've never really had a chance to build up my beta male or alpha male mentalities. That's why people, and they look down upon this because there's nothing else. You can't. We're supposed to be omega males, but since being an omega male is like outlawed in a sense, socially, through social sciences and social experimentation, that they have run its course and have found its results, and they enjoy their results. So that's why they implement it on society at this particular time, that we can't really be omega males like in society. So sometimes we have to like pretend to be certain things. That's why people have the game and basically the dating game and like learning how to spit game to a girl and all this type of stuff. Even females have that way because it's like being an omega male or omega female is too much. Nowadays, it's too much. Like even like female virgins usually feel too entitled. You know what I'm saying? They feel like if we have sex that we're together, like we're married or something like that. And it's like guys don't know how to deal with that because usually the guys that she's going after are, alpha males. And they're trying to get the pussy because they want the pussy, And they're more like aggressive on that aspect. They're basically chads. So they're gonna sit there and be like, okay, nah, like, let's just play the game. We were supposed to play the game. And what she's saying is like, I want to have sex with you, but I also want the order. But they don't have any order to give. So, that's why they learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have any order of their own. They don't have any standards of their own. You know what I'm saying? They just like play the game. And so then you have, the beta males, which she's not going to be really like into because she doesn't feel submitted to. She doesn't feel like, she doesn't feel like that she's submitted. She doesn't feel the submission on her. You know what I'm saying? That she needs to submit, and she doesn't feel like it's worthy. And that's why that's why the most female virgins have that problem, because what they're trying to be is omega females, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? So either they come off as beta, just like, a guy will come off as beta, or really you would say at this particular time, after they've learned about how things going down, that it becomes zeta. It just wouldn't even like be a part of it at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly kind of like what's going on right now. It's just like, so because you're a zeta, you're kind of like basically opting out or run off. Like some people would say like run off by women. So like because of that, it's like it just makes you horny, and because of society as we grew up, they made porn like normalized, and jacking off normalized, through science and whatever, being saying it's good for you and releases stress and all this stuff. You like more or less did it, and if you were horny, you probably did it more or less, and then it made it simple. Sorry, they made it like a normal thing for guys to do. So that's something I caught on to. It's just kind of like you jack off and shit, and it works. Let's be honest. It's like you see a horny girl, and sometimes you ain't got game. You ain't got game because it's not really something. You're not just like a chauvinist. You know what I'm saying? You're not just like an alpha male. You're more of a beta male on that aspect, or maybe whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so because of this, you don't talk to women the way like you don't spit game. Basically, you don't know how to holler at women. So you might see a girl with fat ass and shit, and you get so horny, and it's like, damn. And like I said, you built up all this energy and shit, and you just like are so fucking horny, and you want to do you want to fuck the shit out of her, but you just don't also want to fuck the shit out of her. And so I've been guilty of this in the past, and that's what made me have like lots of like awkward situations and awkward partners or whatever, because it's like you get so horny, it's like all you think is lust. Like I just want to bust a nut, fat ass, and I want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? But that's what turns you into an alpha male. That like feeling, But most beta males are not gonna do it because it's kind of like, nah, where's the order in that? It's just like it just rewires your brain. Like, where's the order in that? And so this is the way the modern people are having sex. This is how people are getting together and everything. It's based off of sex. And so it's like, you start to realize like, fuck, and it just never happens for you. So you just decide to say fuck it. Like, you horny as fuck. You got a phone or whatever, internet. You can just Google big titties or something like that, and then there you go. You'll have like titties on your screen, and then video is filed. Video imagery is like accessible now, very accessible. So it's like you can just look up porn like easily and see the most like, you know what I mean? Like just the fucking like it's like it's like you wouldn't even know you would want that. It's like if you wanted some candy or something sweet, but somebody gave you like a freaking chocolate ice cream sundae with everything on it, gummy worms, chocolate syrup. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, like I didn't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you wanted something sweet, but then like now you're in the chocolate factory. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You got the whole smorgasbord of like things, and so yeah, it's like that. It's like, what the hell, So you be sitting there like thinking like, there's so much, you know what I mean? And so that's why it'd be like, damn. So then, of course, you know what I'm saying, like, you're horny, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna just bust a nut. You're gonna just bust, you know what I'm saying? So you end up just jacking off. And maybe you're not even jacking off. You're just watching this shit. It makes you just bust. You just bust and shit. And so it's like, damn. And it sucks because when you do bust, release, you just feel like all your energy, like you could use that energy to like focus it in a way, but it just feels chaotic. It feels like it's like almost like it's a heavy weight and you gotta put it down. It's just too heavy. And that's what it feels like sometimes. It just feels like something really hot that's in your hands. You just gotta drop it on the ground or something. It's just like, well, I can't do this. I can't like be horny as fuck like this. I can't think like, and it just makes you feel like I need to conquer this pussy. I need to go out there and I really need to conquer this pussy. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it makes you feel like, And so, it can fuck you up. It can make you fucking fucked up because, that feeling makes you, if you don't get that satisfied, if you don't conquer the pussy, it's literally like you turn into like a real, what they think of a beta male. Society thinks of a beta male. Like, you become what they think. You know what I'm saying? In that sense of being a beta male, you become like insecure. You know what I mean? Around women, like truly insecure, like because it's like you can't control yourself and you can't have your needs satisfied. And you almost kind of feel like weak because you didn't because it's hard being a horny man and still like have enough like you got all this adrenaline pumping, testosterone and adrenaline running, and you have to like calm it down and synthesize it into your brain to make a plan. It's almost kind of like, it's weird. It just makes you feel like you have this feeling inside, this anxiety feeling to do something, but yeah, you have to calm the fuck down and focus. You know what I'm saying? On how they do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes you just want to like, I don't say this, but you want to just like rape. You want to just like, I just want the pussy. You know what I'm saying? I just want the pussy. I want to fuck shit out of you and shit. But like I said, you have this order mindset because you're a beta male. You're trying to have the order, but it's like, how do I do this? And then you would want the order too, but it's just like, okay, I need you to like do it. You know what I mean? It's hard for you to focus. So when you do release, or maybe you don't release, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't get the woman because you're not spitting game, or you're not this alpha male. It's like, it's kind of sucks because it starts to make you feel like this regress. You start to regret the fact that you weren't whatever you needed to be to satisfy your needs. And so that's what I'm kind of feeling right now. It's just like it's a weird feeling. It's a sense of regret, and it's really hard to deal with, you know what I'm saying? And this goes back to the spiritual thing because it's like, those are really like lower nature vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do that shit at this particular time, I feel like you gotta do it with, at this particular time, I feel like you gotta do that with somebody that you actually like have a real connection with. It's not just like lust based, you know what I'm saying? It's actually, you actually like are friends with this person, in the sense of like, not being friendly, but you know what I'm saying? Or you have a real like spiritual connection with, or moralistic connection with, or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that's really what, you know what I'm saying, you should really like get into, because it'll give you that sexual satisfaction, right? The conquering the pussy and the submission of the female, being submitted, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it'll give you that order, that family order, you know what I'm saying? So And that's why it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard because it takes a while to find somebody like that, and it's like you start to feel like shit because, like, you know what I'm saying, because of this. And it's hard to like do that because the best thing to do is use that life energy for it, especially as a male, to do stuff. And it's just another thing too, like you kind of feel lazy or you kind of feel like I don't want to do nothing and shit after you release. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you don't release, and you kind of like say to yourself like, damn, I couldn't like talk to her because I didn't know what to say. I literally didn't know what to say. You know, you have to know what to say. There's a game. You gotta pass shit tests. You gotta like do all these things. So if you don't know what to say, you just don't get it or whatever, right? Because it's all about just getting pussy, not about conquering the, or not about setting any order. It's really confusing. You know what I'm saying? And so you just kind of feel like, well, I guess I'm just not the one. I'm not good enough for pussy. I'm just not the one to have pussy. And so that's how the mentality can like slip into you, and it just makes you even more. It makes you lazy. It makes you feel like, well, it's not a thing. I guess I'm not really a man, or I guess I can't really like, you know, I guess I might as well just sit at home and not do anything or anything. You know what I'm saying? It just makes you lazy at that. You know what I mean? Or it makes you fucking want to start doing shit that's stupid. You know, that's lazy mentality. You know. You know, so, you know, that's the reason why it's like really messed up, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, these people that they look down upon is the Zeta male who like doesn't really want to get to be a part of anything. So they usually think that you're like crazy, you're a liar, or you're gay. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, like whatever that means. But you know what I'm saying. So that's why it's just like it's hard to keep your energy up on that level. Like, you know, I was released like last night, and it's just like I can feel it already. It's like, damn, I had all this energy. I was walking around doing this, doing that, getting food here, you know, getting water here, making certain moves to get back on my feet and whatnot. And it's just like, damn, like now I feel like I don't have any thought, and it's just like it's hard because it's just like, you know, I know why I did it. I did it because like it's hard as fuck walking around and being like, okay, I can't get pussy, but whatever, I need to focus. So you focus on, you put all that Kundalini energy into like your you know, whatever you're trying to do in your life to build your life for your life. And, you know, based off of what you believe in and all that good shit, right? And so it's like, but then like you see like a hot ass chick, or not even a hot ass chick, just a woman. She has wide hips. You know what I'm saying? Like a small waist, small torso, small frame. Her voice is light. You know what I'm saying? It's not all heavy and shit. She's, you know what I mean? It's just like, it just makes you feel like, damn. She has a childlike face structure. It's just like, it just fucks you up because then you just be like, oh, like, there it is. That's what I really want to like stick my dick into. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, fuck. You know, it's like, damn. What do I do? You know, I've tried